What's going on, guys? I'm back with a brand new suggestion box review for you guys. And I watched a movie called Savageland, starring Noe Montez, Lawrence Ross, and Lynn Wein. You guys don't know any of these people. Trust me, you don't know any of these people. Maybe the last one, rest in peace, but you don't know anybody else. First of all, you know I have to give a huge shout out to the one, the only, Cheryl Burton. It's been a minute. I know. But keep bringing those suggestions. Thank you. Let's talk about a little subject on POV horror. All right. The first one to do it, the first one to jump out the gate was Blair Witch Project. My bad. This is the one that started it all, so to speak. The one that lit the flame. Okay? You got the jumpy cam going on. You got the tears, you got the snot coming out people's noses. It was so realistic. It was scary. It was like a document that we thought was really going on. Okay? So real. I never even actually seen this movie all the way through, to be honest with you. And I should. But unfortunately, in 2016, they tried it again. And it failed horribly. And I don't know why they even tried. This is a running gag that you'll notice throughout. Because then came Paranormal Activity. And the other 8 right after that. Or whatever. All right. I never got into this one. Because I don't care about a ghost that you can't see running around, moving bed sheets and other items around in the house. Ooh. Oh, that's so scary. Oh my God, the iron was on the bed. Now it's on the floor. What happened? I don't care. I really don't. Moving right along. Because now we had VHS. Now this was one that changed the game for me. All right. This is one that actually got it right. It's an anthology. All 3 are anthologies. Okay. You got short stories with just pure horror, blood, violence, creepiness, sex, a good mix of everything. It was done right. This is a story about a college girl in there that really caught my eye. Okay, not a college girl, just a girl from a party being brought home. I'm sorry, but it's something to check out. Please do. I recommend. Then came Unfriended. Now, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed Unfriended. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be. Okay? Not a lot of other people liked it, honestly. But I did. After all. Then, of course, they've gone and messed that one up too. Because years later, they had the dark web, which was so stupid. Not stupid, but just unnecessary to make. And now we're talking about Savageland, which was something I didn't catch on to back in the day. All right. I had no idea this movie existed. Okay. My question is, will this movie at least be as good as VHS? We're about to find out. Let's go. Savageland, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, if you are not aware of this movie, I can't blame you. Because I had no idea this existed as well. Okay, this was something that feels like it was put under the rug, so to speak. It was covered up. No one wanted to see this. Nobody wanted anybody to see this movie or something like that. Okay, there was a cover up here, obviously. Savageland. It's pretty much about this guy named Francisco Salazar, okay, who was accused of murdering an entire town. Yes, an entire town, all right? And that's only because people couldn't explain or find the explanation of what else happened to these people and why only one man was left standing when this was done. All right. And it's shot in documentary style as well, which is interesting. All right. And that's the premise of the movie. Positives. The first thing that I want to note about this movie, I give it credit for going where other POV horrors didn't go. This movie actually tried to sell itself as a real documentary, or at least that's how it presented itself, as an actual documentary. To the point where if I were to show this to someone and not tell them what's going on, they might believe it for a while, up to a point. and we'll get into that a little later on. But for the most part, it was a documentary style horror that did not sell itself as oh, this is a movie though. No, it really wants you to believe it's a documentary. That these things really happened and everything. I love that about that. That's creative. That's creative. That's different from the norm of this genre. Another positive about this. There was some realistic topics brought up in this film. Okay, there was talk of the border control and racism. And actually, those were the two strong topics, okay? They were brought up constantly. Dealing with this is within the Mexico and the border and all that. It was obvious that you had to add that in there. All right, but it wasn't done in bad taste. This was done in a way that you could believe that this would be something they were arguing about. Wow, this is going on. Because people are stupid. People are stupid. All right. So this would happen. Somebody's going to be rambling on about that. That this is reason, this and that, and this is why this happened because he's this and he's that. And da 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 da. Okay, and so I can believe that. I can really believe that part of this movie. One more positive that I enjoyed about this. The moments in this movie that were off camera that left so much to the imagination. It was so eerie. All right. Because this movie is done in documentary style. That means that the creatures, let me go ahead and say this. The zombies that are being, there are a lot of pictures of zombies in this movie. Okay. And there's people are trying to explain what happened and what they saw through the pictures and everything. And the way they're showing these pictures, you can imagine what these zombies were doing and how this all went down just from from piecing everything together. There's a part with the little girl, okay, that the main character was taking care of. And it was so sad just to see the pictures that he took of her last breath that she took on Earth, her last days on Earth, her last night, as she's running in fear, she can't escape. She's trapped between a gate and something. She can't escape. She can't even escape the gate, and there's creatures behind her. But it's all done in photographs. All right, you can't see this physically. You can't see this in motion, but just to see those pictures, is creepy enough. It was scary. It brings chills. It brings chills down the spine, man. It really did. For me, it did. That because you could just imagine Like, oh my God, they actually did this to a little girl, man. So yeah, that was actually such a great effect on how it was done. Negatives. Let's get it. This was a kind of a low budget movie. I understand that. But that doesn't mean you have to be bad actors. Okay? There was so many bad actors in this movie. Okay, so many bad actors. Nobody had a believable, almost nobody had a believable interview. And I'll get more into that later on. But for the most part, also, there was so many people that died. Okay, so much loss within this film that you think that it would not be hard for the waterworks to come, for the crying, the tears, the anguish, the pain. These characters had to, they were trying so hard to push tears out of their eyes in this movie. And only a few were able to immediately get the water coming down. Other people were like, and their voice is shaky. And you would think certain people that you would think would just be bawling and losing their mind right now because the family they lost, were still trying to strain those tears out. What? Like, I know there's not a lot of professional actors in this, but man, fake crying it's not that difficult. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying, come on, man. Come on. Leads me to my next negative. The interviews in this movie were a tad bit unrealistic. I think the only actor in this, so to speak, that got it right was Lawrence Ross. He was the most authentic person in this that you could believe. I watch a lot of documentaries. I know how they act and the way the interviews are given and how people usually, what they say and what they won't say on camera. He was perfect for this. He was perfect. He was the only one that did it right. There's a lady in here that kept saying stuff you would not say on camera. People would not say. It's nice that she was truthful, but in real life, that's not how people would react when there's a camera in their face. That's not the stuff they would say when they're being interviewed for a documentary. Okay, she was admitting stuff and yeah, people curse on documentaries too, but the way she was doing it just no. My last negative about this. I can't tell from certain times what was meant to be in the documentary itself or what they were really trying to show people on the side of the documentary that people were not supposed to really see in the documentary. Okay? Because they have pictures shown of the zombies, the creatures. But for some reason, they have this one man accused and locked up. But you have pictures. But then those pictures were done away with or destroyed or whatever. But we still see the pictures in the document. We still see the pictures in the documentary, man. What? How? What? That doesn't make any sense. At least give us some kind of leeway or notification or explanation. I'm sorry. On which thing is in the documentary and what's not, and what's something that only the audience sees. All right? Not the people watching the documentary. If you understand what I'm trying to get at here. It was a little confusing. Like, it didn't make any sense. It didn't make a lot of sense from time to time. You had camera shots that you know damn well you don't have in a documentary. Who's hanging outside the car with their camera on the side of the car shooting this? Very bad on that part. But I have to give this an I cool. That's right. I'm giving this an I cool. And that's solely because this movie had a bit of a cheese factor to it. Okay. It almost got me as a real documentary at certain times. And it could have if it would have just focused a little tougher on the acting, a little stronger on that acting. This could have really got me. And you could have told me nothing. And I would have been like panicking, like, oh my God, the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse was here. All right, I'm gonna press that like button, share the video, and if you haven't subscribed, you better subscribe.